Welcome to the Deepak Saini Show.
He said he gon' huff and puff and blow my mind up. You meet the island girl, she might dirty wine up.
Welcome to the Deepak Saini Show. I want to thank J23 for our intro music, and you can find a link to her music in the show description. This is a special recording done live at Potapalooza 2023. My guest today is Danielle Lopez. Danielle's passion for personal development and coaching began in 2021 after her mother's tragic passing. The event reignited childhood trauma and severe depression, jeopardizing her health, family, and career. Determined to heal, Danielle embarked on a relentless mission to restore her well-being. Her journey prompted her to create Higher Self Transcendence Coaching, a unique blend of positive psychology, spirituality, and sound therapy to foster transformative growth in others. Sound therapy. I'm interested in learning about that. Danielle, welcome to the Deepak Saini Show.
Thank you so much for having me. Appreciate it.
No, the pleasure is all mine. I usually like to start off with how did someone get into the career they're in and that sort of thing. But just from reading the bio, if you're open to talking about it, why don't we start with maybe the passing of your mom and what led up to that, and then how that kind of shaped where you're at now.
Sure. So it was in 2021 when my mom passed away. She had battled demons and alcoholism for a long, long time, and it just ended a tragic accident that she was drinking and fell and hit her head, and that was it. And that was really a challenge for me. I mean, some of us, when we lose someone, we know they're ill or they're in hospice, and have a minute to say goodbye. And I didn't really have that opportunity, and her passing really just opened up a wave of emotions that I had just suppressed for so long. Growing up, my parents struggled, with alcoholism and drug abuse, and for that we were very poor. So, in reading over, multiple studies of children who grow up in similar situations, they have a few traits in common in that, they hold those situations in secrecy. They end up being people pleasers, and they often will, strive for perfection. And these are all things that, ingrained in us at a young age, and we're not even conscious that we're doing it. So, my first job out of school, I landed a coveted pharmaceutical sales role, and I moved on to all different types of, pharmaceutical, medical device, shooting all the way up to VP of sales. And it was that in me that, always striving to help people and please people, and, being the best at what I was doing. And I didn't realize it's from situations that happened a million years ago that's making me feel this way. So, here I am, good life, good career, everything's going great. And then my mom passes, and that just really shifted my life. I found myself in a deep, deep depression where I wasn't taking care of myself, wasn't taking care of my kids, and I wasn't present at work. So I knew I needed to stop everything and really be serious with myself and, where am I in my life right now, in all different areas of my life, and how am I going to get myself out of this? So I kind of combined, my business background, and I created this system where I went through so many things and explored from therapy, hypnotherapy, medicine, alternative medicine, biohacking, diet, exercise, and personal development, and created this program really to help myself. And when people ask me, why are you doing all these things? I finally, with my mom's passing, felt comfortable in sharing my background, because now I'm not saying anything bad about her. She's not here anymore. And they're like, I'm like, oh my gosh, how did you get from where you started to where you are now? Then I knew it was my passion, and it was my job to help people through their challenging situations. So, silver lining of a difficult situation, but I'm so happy that I get to help people through their challenges today.
I love that. I appreciate it. Now, obviously, condolences for your mom's passing. And we have a different story, but similar in that, I had to overcome in my case, health challenges, and coming out the other side, and people like, hey, what are you doing? How'd you do this? And then that led me to trying to help people. And I was like, what am I doing? I had a corporate job too. Mm-hmm. And like, what am I doing here with my life? I need to help other people so they don't have to struggle like I did. So we share that in common. So you use a bunch of different modalities, and like I said in your bio, positive psychology, spirituality, sound therapy. Maybe let's start with this. I believe spirituality. So again, I'm about longevity, health span, healthy aging.
Yes,
I think spirituality plays a role in that. You're coming from
absolutely.
it from a different angle, but I'd love to hear, like, how do you blend spirituality in with what you do and with how you work with people?
Sure. So when you talk about spirituality, I hope I'm in a safe place to say that this is our one life in this body. Like, this is the incarnation that we chose. And if you want to have a long life, if you believe in longevity, then you need to take care of your vehicle for this life. Just like you maintenance your car, you need to take care of your body. I am a member of Agape International Spiritual Center, so it's a non-denominational spiritual center. It's in centers all around the world. But I heard a really beautiful meditation from Reverend Michael Beckwith, kind of saying that when someone passes, and your grief could be from loss of a person, a pet, a relationship, a job, grief has many forms for many different causes. But thinking back to the origin, like, what did that person or situation, what qualities did they give you? For my mom, she was extremely charismatic. She was always giving gifts. She was always very positive. And she was just incredibly selfless. So it's taking those qualities that they made to make the world a different, make the world better, and then embodying them. And I do my best to embody her characteristics every day, and that helps her live, right? And then in time, healing takes time. It's never, you're 100% healed, but when things are a little better for you, maybe you then do something in their name, whether start a foundation or start a project or start a company like I did. So, it's because of my mom that I went on this journey to help other people reach their higher self. By that, I mean achieving their dreams, accomplishing their goals in all areas of their lives. Because when you're a better person, you think of yourself like a droplet of water and you fall into that still body of water. It's the ripples, right? You have a
Absolutely.
good day, you share that good day with the clerk at the supermarket. They go home and they're happier with their children. Their children do better in school. It's just such a positive ripple effect that we can share. We could do small things to change the world. And that's really what my goal is in my program. And then I walk people through the 7 steps that I use myself in combination with all the modalities so that we can better ourselves and better the world.
I love that ripple effect. Again, similar, but come from a different point of view. I have a public stated mission to impact 1 million lives in the next few years.
Oh, I love
And
that.
of course, I'm not going to touch all of them directly, but again, if I work with my client, I think the immediate is their family and then their
Yes.
outer circle, and it's that ripple effect.
Right.
And, and it, of course, it gets diluted as it goes out, but it still makes a positive impact. So I love that you use that. The other thing I said I touched on earlier that I want to come back to is sound therapy.
Yes.
Again, I'm no expert in that by any means. I don't practice that myself or use it with my clients per se. No, I mean, I should take a step back. I think that there's ways I know how to use it for certain modalities, but I'm not an expert in this. So I'd love to hear how you use it because it's certainly an area of interest for me.
Sure. So, sound therapy can be a number of different things. It could be like Himalayan bowls. It could be tuning forks. I use crystal quartz sound bowls. So my background, I'm a classically trained violinist, but then
Oh,
you come
cool.
to,
Very cool.
thank
If
you.
I would have known, I would have had you bring it out and you could have played us a little something.
I played the outro, right? And I just had a time in my life where violin was gone. I heard someone playing. It really touched my heart. I got back into violin, and then I went to sound baths as a part of my own healing. So I became a sound healer. So what's really exciting about sound is that sound travels 5 times faster in air than it does in water. Our bodies are made of 60% plus water, depending on how hydrated you are. So you're sending these sound waves through your body, and it literally touches every cell of your being. So when you have, fear, doubt, worry, anger, frustration, these are all low level vibrations. But say if I play some notes in the frequency of 528 hertz, higher, whatever the case may be. So binaural beats is when your brain is hearing 2 sounds binaural, and then your brain forms the note in the center. It's actually an auditory hallucination, but your brain forms the note in the center. So you're low, we bring you higher. And then by having the coaching session, we have these aha breakthrough moments. And if you want, we can go into that sound healing. So music in combination with an emotional activity really embeds that emotion and that activity and that aha moment in your brain. And then I give you the recording back. So whenever you need to get into that higher frequency, you can play the recording and get yourself back into that high feeling tone. So I think they're a very interesting and fun combination together. And there's, bodies of literature that show the benefits of coaching and sound healing. So I put them together.
Awesome. There's so many things there. So first off, I listen to binaural beats multiple times a week, depends on what state I want to be in, focus. Usually for me, it's something around
Right.
focus and writing or being creative. So I love binaural beats for sure. Would you classify in your definition, like say chanting or humming as part of sound therapy as well?
It absolutely is. And when you look at monks, there's been a lot of scans on monks, and we were aware, that brain waves, maybe we go to delta, but we've found that monks, when they're in their deep meditation states, are in gamma and ultra gamma brain waves that we didn't even know, scientific didn't even know that were achievable by humans. So that those hums that they're doing are very, very useful. And then, if you don't have anything to make noise, you can always, kind of plug your ears and make your own hum and give yourself an affirmation. Like, I am confident, I am successful, whatever the case may be. But you can give yourself that your own frequency whenever you want, with just your natural music capabilities.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing I like to, again, it depends on the client or sometimes it's clients' parents and what they're struggling with. But, again, that power of music, that power of emotion that comes with it. I quite often, it's one of the tools, again, in the right situation that I use is like, relive your youth through the songs and the music that you enjoyed when you were a kid, whatever that time frame is, especially for people who are in again, I'm not diagnosing anything or treating anything by any means, but people are in like early dementia, Alzheimer's even, is like have them listen to that type of music where they were younger, and quite often use and literature shows that there's benefits there. So it's one thing I dabble in a little bit there. So any thoughts on that?
True. No, that is so true. You think about like a UFC fighter, what's their walkout song? When sports teams come out, what's the song they play when they come out? Thinking back to your wedding, what song did you dance to? How did you feel when that song was on? I'm thinking about that right now. And right now, my father's in assisted living, and they bought all these headsets for them, and they're playing songs of older times. My dad's got dementia, but when he's listening to this music, he can tell you everything about that day, the weather, the temperature, and all of it from 50 years ago, which is crazy. So sound is incredibly therapeutic. I myself have multiple playlists that I listen to and share. I've got jams, I'm getting ready for a meeting. I'm getting ready to go into battle. I need some music to get me ready for that. But at night, I'm listening to something a lot different because I need to calm down, relax, wind down. So music is such a beautiful, beautiful tool to help identify what you're feeling, help express yourself, and help change your mood in an instant.
No, I 100% agree with that. And I've got my gym playlist too, all that
Yes.
hard stuff. And it's all stuff from when I was like in high school, right?
And, I love it.
that type of thing. So one thing the audience might not have picked up on it. I think I did. I think you kind of said it really, really quickly. But I think you used the word biohacking earlier, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm a biohacker myself. So I'd love to hear more about like what that means for you. What's your definition, and what are maybe some of the modalities that you found useful to you along the way?
Sure. Well, is the name Dave Asprey ringing a bell?
Oh, one of my mentors.
Right. I'm fortunate enough that I live near one of the bulletproof centers. There's only a few. There's going to be more as the years go on. He's franchising, which I think is so exciting. For those of us who are not near a biohacking center, it's really a combination of things that you can use to kind of enhance your body and get better, faster, stronger all at once. So some of the things that I do is I used to go to Bulletproof Labs. I now have my own PEMF mat. So that's that pulsed electronic magnetic frequency mat for people who don't know. So it's really helping to align your body and your cell frequencies. They do a lot of red light therapy there. So I have my own red light mask. I give these resources to my clients, but there's different color lights also that do different things with your cells, whether it's promote collagen growth, reduce acne, all different things that the different lights can do with your body. And then it's your supplementations. If it's the nootropics, maybe you don't have access to a cryotherapy, but you can do a cold plunge in your shower and have a similar effect. You don't have a steam room or a sauna, but you could make that effect in your shower. So it's all of these things that help your body move better, faster, stronger when combined together.
Love it. Love it. So just as we're wrapping up here, I think that was probably a nice lead into my last question here is, so again, this is not a podcast on health per se, even though that's what I do. But what's your one, sort of go-to non-negotiable thing you do for your health every day?
So I have a routine. Your habits lead to your routines, and your routine builds your character. So your routine might work for you now and serve you later or not. So it's really important to reevaluate it, but I stick to my morning routine. So for me, that's a set number of things that are my non-negotiables, whether I wake up on time or not, whether the kids are in the room or not. I need to check these things off my list to make myself feel better. So that includes my daily motivation that I listen to, the vitamins that I take, the breakfast that I have, my morning workout, and my routines run the entire day. So I would advise for people who are kind of lost, don't know how to get to the next level, to work on habits that get you from where you are now to where you want to be. Schedule them, get an accountability partner so you can create a new routine that supports the new life that you want.
Awesome. Awesome. And you also have a gift for the listeners. Could you just briefly explain what that is?
I do. So I have an awesome group called the Aligned Vibe Tribe, and we talk about personal development and goal setting and habits and mindset and so many wonderful things. There's new topics every month, and guest speakers and other experts in other areas also come on and talk to our group. And then everyone in the group gets worksheets and actionable ideas directly after every session, so they can go away and implement these new ideas to better themselves right away. So if you click on the link in the bio that you'll share with everyone, I will give you 1 month for free to the Aligned Vibe Tribe.
Awesome. Well, everyone definitely check that out. A generous offer there. And we're going to have all of Danielle's links to her social and website and to this free gift all in the show description there. Danielle, it's been a pleasure having you on the Deepak Saini show. A bit of a truncated one here at Podapalooza Live, but really appreciate you being on the show.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been so great talking with you.
Yes, awesome. So I'm going to throw it back to J23, who's going to play us out with some music. And again, thanks for listening to the Deepak Saini Show. Exceptional results for the exceptional you. This episode is brought to you by Optimizers. I love their product, Gluten Guardian. Now, I'm not celiac, but I am sensitive to gluten, and sometimes you just can't avoid it. You're out. Sometimes you just want to celebrate that birthday cake that your kids made, what have you. So I'll pop a couple of these pills just to help mitigate the inflammation and help break down the gluten that I may ingest sometimes. So Gluten Guardian also works with dairy as well. I take these occasionally, and click the link and you can save 10% off at least, if not more. Cheers.
Podcast produced by the Minted Green Company